This is the building in Upgrade.
It's just so painful, like, I think I'm done.
That is nasty.
I was thoroughly entertained, so. Hi, it's Daphne. Welcome to this New York City reading vlog. I haven't vlogged in a minute. I've been reading, but I haven't been vlogging all of my recent reads. So right now it's almost mid-August. I'm reading for the magical readathon autumn equinox. I'm studying to be an illusionist rogue. So I've already completed 3 of my 5 prompts. I do have 2 more books I need to read. Usually I'm not this far ahead on my game, so I'm very excited about that. I'm in the middle of Black Sun. This is for reading a book with wings on the cover. So this is a fantasy book. I'm a couple chapters in. It seems very focused on like this religious aspect in this fantasy world. There's a young man who has been told he's gonna be a god. His eyes are like sewn shut. There is a female sea captain, and there's also this sun priestess woman. Their lives are probably gonna collide during this solar eclipse that is like pivotal to some godly religious event, I imagine. I know a lot of people love this book, so I'm excited to get in on the hype, though I have heard some mixed things about the second book, but we're focused on the first book for now. So I have that I'm gonna be reading in this vlog. And then the second book I hope to prioritize in this vlog is The Time Traveler's Wife. I have to read this for the prompt of reading a book with time travel in it, and this is perfect for that. I'll probably pick something up on my Kindle, like a steamy romance, which is what I typically do. So I will let you know when I make that selection, if I do, but I probably will, because I do like reading in bed. If you don't already know, this is a romance story about a man that keeps jumping sporadically in and out of time, and he falls in love with this woman, like not in chronological order. He meets her when he's like in his 20s and she's in her 20s, but she's met him when she was like 6, when he must have been like another age, I don't know, but she's known him since she was a little girl. So I know this has been made into a movie. I feel like I've seen scenes of it. I picked this up at my mom's recommendation. I do love love and I do love time travel, so I'm hoping this is a match made in heaven, even though I've just never been particularly drawn to it in the past. But I got it secondhand for like $1, so I can't go wrong there. Life update wise, I've been kind of having a challenging time lately. It's nothing like serious or major. I've just been like really stressed with my work and really stressed with wedding planning and just feeling like I'm always behind, even though I'm probably not, and just feeling so responsible for everything and just wanting to make sure everything is done when it needs to get done. And then on top of that, I'm really trying to grow this channel and put a lot of effort into my YouTube content, and then thinking I need to increase my Bookstagram content. Right now I just use my Instagram as a personal account, but I do want to kind of niche in my Instagram as well, but I don't want to just like be exclusively book content. I want it to still be about me, but like me and my love of books. So I'm trying to, I don't know. It's just another like unnecessary stress that I'm putting on myself with like the online goals that I have. On a positive note, I got some really cute shorts. I finally got like these 90s long line shorts that I've always wanted, so I'm so happy about that. So at least there's something good going on. But right now I gotta go. I have to do some errands. I gotta run to the grocery store on a Thursday, and it's such an exciting thing that I don't wanna do. But I will catch up with you later when I'm doing something fun or I have a reading update. All right, I am back from my errands run. I went to Target to pick up some essential things, and then I went to Whole Foods to get food. And I had to carry all of this on my back, on my own, for like a 10 to 15 minute walk because it's not close. There are closer grocery stores, but I'm not bothering with them because I feel like everything is just so expensive. So here's my haul. Dave's Killer Bread. Don't get any other bread besides that. It's amazing, it's worth the money. Some flags for annotating. We always get these Whole Foods patties. They get really nice and crispy, I would recommend. Vegan lunch meat, Beyond sausages, Italian spicy kind, which was my favorite. And then I got some pumpkin spice chai tea. I wanted to just get chai tea, but they didn't have it, so I figured whatever, this is good enough. So that's my vegan grocery haul. Good morning. It is very early. It's like a little after 7:30. I have to run out the door 7:30 in the morning on Saturday. I have to run out the door because I'm going to the hair salon to try out a stylist for my wedding hair. I pretty much want to do my normal twists that you see me in a lot of the time, but I don't want to have to do it myself for my wedding, so I'm seeing how this woman does it. So I'm gonna bring Black Sun with me. I'll probably do some reading. I'm probably gonna be there for a couple hours. And I also am gonna bring my Kindle. I picked up this like really dark romance and it's called Does It Hurt? I was addicted reading it last night. I stayed up way too late. I'm enjoying it. It's like kind of nothing new, but also the darkness part I've never read before, so I'm liking it. There's a lot of mystery too about the characters. They like dark past, but I don't know anything about them yet. They're like slowly being revealed. So the main girl, she's like a petty thief. She like steals people's identities from men, and she stole this identity from this guy. She's running away from something in America. She's in Australia right now, and the guy finds out she stole her identity, and he's like pissed about it. So he's like pretty much kidnapped her at this point. I'm not really sure what his intentions are, but it's kind of dark. So we'll see how that goes. I'll probably read some of that on the train. Hello, it is the next day. I have been doing some R&R today, just kind of relaxing and resting and reading. I have been devouring that Does It Hurt? Dark romance on my Kindle. And I have to say, like, objectively, it's probably not good. There are some things that I don't like where like the main guy is kind of stereotypical in certain aspects with like the things I said earlier with him not kissing any women because it's too intimate or whatever. And then he like takes his revenge like way too far and out of proportion to what was done against him. Things like that I don't like, and just like the toxicity. The main character Sawyer being attracted to this guy even though he repeatedly, like physically, is aggressive and like hurtful to her, like literally like grabbing her by the hair, and not in a sexy way, in just like a like, I don't know, like in like a violent way. It's like really toxic, and I would be really sad if people read this and like actually thought like, oh yeah, I want a man that's like that, because don't feel that way. He is a horrible person. So in that respect, it's probably like 2 stars. But in my enjoyment of like being entertained, purely entertained by like how hot it is and how like the thriller mystery aspect of them being stranded on this island with this creepy old man, and there's like all these weird mystery things going on with this island, I am thoroughly entertained. So this book is sitting at like a 3. Because I am eating it up. I am having a fun time, even though I know this is like so toxic and not a good representation of like love at all. But I'm entertained, so what can I say? But I do also have some opinions on how this particular stylist did my hair. First off, I will say going to the salon to get my hair done is such an enjoyable experience. Just having a professional do it for me takes way less time to get it done. I'm not bending my back awkwardly and like standing for hours on end trying to do it myself in the mirror and like taking literally 6 to 8 hours to get it done. For my wedding hair, I want it to be absolutely perfect. So just the way she like did the partings, I feel like was kind of not as tidy. I can't tell if you can see, but like, they're not boxy, they're just very like seashell-like. So yeah, I think I'll shop around for some other stylists to try out their styles, and now I know to like kind of speak up a little bit more for what I want and how particular I want. Why is that word so hard? And just speak up more on how I particularly want my hair laid out. I also got these like hair accessories that I want to try. So I might put these in my hair and show you in the vlog later.
Okay, I don't know if you can hear me, but I'm at the corner of Liberty and Broadway, and this is the building in Upgrade where the last like action scene goes down, and I want to show you. Liberty and Broadway, 140 Broadway, and this is the building that the final showdown happens at. And then over here is the park that he parachuted over top. I'll get you a better shot of the park. Building. Park. That was the best part to me about the book, because I live right here.
Hello. I have made a little bit of progress in Black Sun since the last time I talked to you. I just want to say the storyline with the Sun Priest, this woman, what's her name? Narampa, is so infuriating. I hate everybody in this storyline. Like, obviously, I sympathize with Narampa because I'm reading from her perspective, and she's like trying to make this religious group like more progressive and like move it into the future versus the traditionalists. But she just keeps getting played by this dumb 19-year-old bitch, Abba, who's like one of her priests. But like Narampa is at the top. She's the Sun Priest. She's like the top. But like all of her priests under her just keep undermining her, and she keeps falling into the trap. Like, if you're the leader, act like the fucking leader and stop being a doormat. It's so infuriating. It's like unenjoyable to read because it's like you're not a leader at all. You show no leadership qualities. Nobody cares what you have to say. 19-year-olds just walk all over you and you let them play you and outsmart you. It's like, how are you supposed to be the leader when you can't even handle some stupid child? I'm so angry at this storyline. I just like want to get out of here. I hate it. But the storyline with the sea captain and the blind guy is interesting. So that's kicked off. They started their travels. The crew knows they need to do this like perilous sea voyage to get to Tova within the time frame of 20 days when this like, I guess it's an eclipse is gonna happen. So yeah, I really like that part. But this Sun Priest stuff I don't like. And in one of the earlier chapters when you actually first meet Narampa, she's like getting murdered. Like she's in the midst of getting murdered, it seems like. So I just already know she's gonna make more mistakes and just her shit is gonna hit the fan worse and worse. So I'm not looking forward to that. And it also just makes me like have no faith in her skills as a leader because she's not demonstrating any talent for it. So I don't want this clip to be too long. I'll catch up with you later. Oh, actually, I finished Does It Hurt? And I really enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, I ended up giving it 4 stars. I was gonna give it 3 stars, and then I was like, you know what, if I'm just basing this off pure enjoyment and what I was expecting out of it, I like felt like 3 stars wasn't that genuine. So I moved it up to 4 stars. Was it good? Not particularly, because some of the things that went down were just so, some of them were so typical, but then it was also so extremely toxic. And then there were some things that were really weird. Like he liked to lead her around by like grabbing her bottom teeth with his fingers. Like, who does that? That's so weird. And it sounds like he's gonna rip her teeth out. Like, I did not like that. But the steaminess was really good, and the thrilling, crazy mystery aspect with the creepy lighthouse owner was interesting and dark. And yeah, I mean, the couple was very passionate about each other, but like it was just so ridiculous. It was ridiculous, but it was fun. They hated each other so much, and he treated her particularly so badly, but like he was just obsessed with her. And I don't know, the chemistry was good. And they would be like scared for their lives, but then they'd still like have sex like passionately in the middle of like a crisis, which is not realistic. I don't know how anyone could be in the mood, but I was thoroughly entertained. So I just gave it 4 stars. That felt more honest. But anyway, the main thing for this vlog is finishing this book, and I will catch up with you later. Okay, hey, I'm back. I was trying to tell you earlier that I have been reading Black Sun, and I'm like 58% through. Honestly, like I'm kind of a little bit bored. Like I was a little bit bored before 50%, and then things with the boat happened. The boat stuff is interesting. I like the sea captain, Shiala, and I like Serapio and their story and their adventures and like their magic and what's going on with them. The sea captain's Yala, she's like from this teak tribe where they're like worshiping like the mother of water or whatever, and they have these magical powers where when they sing they can control water to a degree. And then Serapio is supposed to be this crow god reborn, and he has this power to like pull shadows and stuff. So their story is interesting. This whole story with the sun priest, I was ranting about her the other day in another clip, obviously you saw it, and the shit that's going on with this storyline is absolutely infuriating. I'm not having enough fun to suffer through the Sun Priest's chapters. Sun Priest chapters just ruin it. It's just so painful. Like, I think I'm done. I can't do it. I'm forcing myself to read it. And reading is supposed to be fun. So why am I forcing myself to read a book that I'm not enjoying? So I think I'm calling it right now. I give up. I really gave it a good try. This book, people love this book so much, but like, oh my God, the Sun Priest chapters are just so painful. I just can't do it. Hey guys, it's the next morning. I had a good time out yesterday. We hung out at Mr. Purple. I didn't get that many shots, but it was it's like a club, but at the same time, like you can kind of sit around. So we were just like sitting, chilling, drinking, having a good time, whatever. Anyway, I just wanted to say I spoke very passionately last night because I was so frustrated by Black Sun, but I'm like more than halfway through, and like who DNFs Black Sun? Like it's just so popular. Like I want to know what happens and why people love it so much. So I'm gonna power through. So I just wanted to let you know that. Anyway, Chase and I are all packed up. We need to run out of the door to catch the train. We are going to a friend's like family house. They have a pool and all this stuff, and they're throwing a party. So we are on our way to do that today, and I will be reading my book on the train and trying to get this book done so I can update you with my final thoughts and wrap up this vlog. So, I've been listening to the audiobook of The Time Traveler's Wife, and I've decided to DNF. I picked this book up at the thrift store. My mom recommended it to me. She said she really liked it. I love a love story, and I think time travel is awesome. I was like, maybe I'll give it a try. It never really intrigued me before, but it just had the elements of things that I thought could work. However, clearly it didn't because I DNF'd. Just now, I like literally just DNF'd. It's because it's like weird. It's just so uncomfortable because he's like 35 and he's going back in time, seeing her when she's young, like he's 35, he's 40, he's 33, whatever, and she's like a little girl, and he's getting to know her, and he already knows that they're going to be married because in his present time, they're married. So she meets him for the first time when she's like 6, and he meets her for the first time when he's 28 and she's 20, right? But she already knows the first time they meet from his perspective that they're gonna get married because she already met the older him who's married to her when she was little. Like, does that make sense? Like, that's kind of fun from a time traveling perspective, right? But the time travel in the actual story isn't as interesting as I wanted it to be. Like,
The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle does time and like time manipulation really cool, in a cool way, where things are overlapping and stuff. This isn't doing that much. It's just using the time travel to have him be a 35-year-old man spending time with the prepubescent young girl. So she's like 12, 13, and he's like, oh, is she too young for me to tell her that she's gonna be my wife? He's like looking at her like in a lustful way, like, oh, I'm trying not to run my hands through her hair. And like, she's grown so much in the last couple months, like she's got breasts and hips. I'm like, why are you being disgusting? Like, why is the time travel only being utilized to make it okay that this older man is sexualizing a young girl? And it's like, oh, it's okay because they're gonna be married. And he didn't do anything, like he's not doing anything. But like, ew. And early on when he meets Claire for the first time, so she's 20 and 28, she has like this thought of like a memory because she's been intimate with him already in her past and his future. And she's like, oh yeah, he sucked my toes. And I'm like, when? Like, you're only 20. It's just weird. I just don't like it. I don't like it one bit. And then from Claire's perspective, when she's a little girl and she's like 12, she's like looking at him like, oh, I want Henry. What do you mean you want Henry? What do you mean? You're 12. He's an old man to you. He's 30 something. Like, for an adult, 30 something is fine. For a little girl, that's ancient. What are you talking about? She like saw on a Ouija board like, oh, who loves Claire? And it goes like Henry. Is this major spoilers? Not really, because I got like not even a quarter of the way through the book. And then they do it again and it's like, oh, who's Henry? And then it goes like husband when she's like 12. So she's like, oh, is Henry my husband? So she's like wanting him. And I'm just not buying it. It's like an excuse to have a very disturbing age gap relationship, and I am not vibing. Who knows where the rest of the story was gonna go? Like, it sounds like they have problems in the future, like they can't have kids or something, and like maybe they're having a marriage in trouble moment or something. But like, I can't be intrigued enough to get through these creepy child to adult like sexual innuendo stuff. Why is the author sexualizing a little girl for this older man? I just think it's disgusting. I don't like it. That is nasty. Don't like it. Bye.
Good morning. I just wanted to wrap up this vlog. I first just want to say I don't feel good. I think I mentioned it at the beginning of this vlog that I've been having some personal stuff go on, so I wasn't feeling great. You know, this past week has been pretty good. Today's Thursday. Actually, on Tuesday, I started a new vlog because I was going to an event, a book signing event for R.F. Kuang's new book, Babel, which was really, really great. I got to meet Monica. It's gonna be in a separate vlog, like a dedicated reading vlog, most likely, for that book. And I was very happy, very excited. I was having a great day. I was feeling so much better in general earlier this week. And then things happened in my personal life. I mean, I still have my health, I still have my family, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it kind of just really set me back. So I'm just feeling like shit, like I just don't feel good. But I did want to, I just wanted to be honest. Reading wise, I finally finished Black Sun, and unfortunately, I ended up giving it 2 stars. I really, really wanted to love it, but it just was not the book for me, which is okay. I'm learning more of what my taste is and what does and does not interest me in a story. It wasn't as fun a read as I wanted, so I'm reading off of pure enjoyment, fun, like things I took away from the story. I just didn't take that much away. I didn't really have as good of a time as I had hoped. The story could work for other people. Obviously, it's very well loved if you're really into fantasy and you want to read more diversely. The people in the story are supposed to be, I think, like pre-Columbian, so you can imagine them as almost like Native American. At least that's what I was doing. And there's a lot of gender fluidity, I guess, a lot of non-binary people in the story, which was really cool, and I enjoyed that diversity in the story, definitely. Just like the actual tale of the story, I didn't find interesting. So I'm gonna wrap up this vlog. I'm sorry I'm being a bit of a downer, but I hope I gave you some company for a while. If you want to give this video a thumbs up, I would really appreciate it, and I'll catch you in another video when I'm feeling better. Bye for now.